federal crime, which is kidnapping, because they're a government agency. Now it's federal.
Like I told you, we can make a video of this. Post it online. More people get to know about how Florida's screwing you off and stole your son from you.
Watch him sue. Or try to press charges on him for slander. I'll be like, oh, God, slander. You should read these papers, bitch. That's slander. Defamation of character.
We can make a video of it.
Basically perjured themselves in court. All of them. With zero evidence, trying to scream bitch. Oh, and not to mention the fact, according to Fuxica Harris, Jessica, I'll say, but I call her fucked off. That's what they have babies. Okay? I'm sorry, black people are gonna hate my ass when I'm done with this, because I hate black people now because in Florida, black people would rather fuck you off than lift a finger, because they know the nigger down to social services is gonna back them up. But this chick basically had the audacity to say she was an eyewitness to the abuse.
What abuse?
Eyewitness to the abuse.
What abuse?
Exactly.
And how was she eyewitness? Was she there?
At 2:30 in the morning when Dave was did what he did? Not last time I checked. So basically she's a liar. That proves it right there. She said she, being an eyewitness, means she blatantly seen me do something or seen David do something. She didn't see any of that because I didn't do anything, did I?
So how can she say she's the witness if she wasn't even there?
Oh, it says it blatantly in the paperwork. She was an eyewitness to the abuse.
Well, that's a lie. That's lying to the court.
Everything she put on that paper is a lie to the court. It's all permissible.
That's bearing false witness.
Yes, it is. In more than one occasion. Her and Kendra Weldon both are eyewitnesses.
Really?
Kendra wasn't even on the case until after the fact. After they stole my kid.
So after they stole your kid, she decided she was witness to the abuse too.
Yeah, the funny part was I wasn't even in the state of Florida anymore.
Well, if you weren't in the state of Florida, how in the hell was she witness to the abuse?
Exactly. Because there wasn't any. It's fucked off.
You were
And
on.
the judge is letting them get away with it.
Are they sucking the judge's dick?
I guess they must be.
And this is a Florida judge?
Yes. The Dishonorable Stephen Toner, the 5th Judicial Circuit in Hernando County.
Stephen Toner.
He's a fucked off fucking piece of trash.
So should give him a call and ask him why he's getting his dick sucked by these two welfare bitches.
Careful what you do.
The Honorable Stephen Toner.
Yeah, dishonorable.
Dishonorable Stephen Toner.
Yeah, he's at the main courthouse in Hernando County.
Hernando County, Florida, huh? And he's the one that is allowing these two bitches to say that they...
Yes, he even allowed them to take my son without the jurisdiction of papers.
Yeah, how did they take your...
Oh, and fucking, by the way, he's covering his own ass because he knows what he did. He had no right to do any of it. Even the lawyer said so.
So
if it goes to federal court and I win, he won't no longer have a seat on any podium anywhere.
So
He could face jail time for what he's done.
you and your son are residents of the state of Washington. How does Florida have jurisdiction to steal your son from you?
They don't. When I left state, the proper channel would have been taken up with Washington when we got here, and let Washington decide what to do.
And they kidnapped your son from you while you were on your way home to Washington.
In California, they used the CHP officer and the Barstow fucking social services office, which is in San Bernardino County. I have the guy's name who stole my son and his card. They're trying to act like he doesn't exist.
Okay.
But the problem is, if he did, then how is it that I have his name and his phone number?
And his card.
His card.
Yeah. They can't not exist if they have a business card.
They went so far as they went out of their way. They Baker acted my son, and then they put it on paper that Aiden was actually taken from me in the state of Florida, not in the state of California or in the state. Guess where I'm going with it? It was the only way to try and save their ass to make it look legal. Oh, and by the way, that was in a different county. They did that. So basically, that's through a different judge. So they do not even have any knowledge of this as far as the judge goes.
Okay.
If he does have knowledge of it, he's pretending like it never happened so they can get away fucking bloody murder.
So they say.
All they did was put me down through the entire court case. It wasn't like, basically stating facts or any information that was true and correct. Just the fact that I never finished classes and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. It's just too much.
So your son is in a boys' ranch with
This is
older
the last straw.
with older
I'm gonna
offenders.
wind up killing him in there. And then I'm gonna hear about it on the news or some fucking shit.
It's going to be one of those man from Florida stories.
Unfortunately.
He's escaped twice. You haven't been able to talk to him in.
Oh, before they put him in that one place that he was at before, he had run away more than 5 times. He even tried ditching them by getting on a different bus at school, so he didn't have to go back there. And he's done a bunch of different things.
He's escaped and trying to come back home to Washington.
But when he thought I was in Florida, it was even worse.
So when he thought he was in Florida, he was trying to find you, and then
They told him I was in jail. That shit.
they told him you were in jail.
Yeah, that I got arrested for kidnapping.
You got arrested for kid.
And I wasn't. That's my son. I wasn't kidnapping.
How do you kidnap your own kid that you have custody of?
Yeah, you don't. That's the problem.
You were just
This is an ugly case.
you were just on your way home to Washington.
So I could figure out what to do from there. And also removing my son from a dangerous situation.
Yeah, you were getting him out of where they were trying to put him in some damn foster care.
No, they weren't. I was getting him out of there because the shelter was fucked off, and David was still in Florida, which was still where the imminent danger is. Considering
Okay.
David's the one that was doing the abusing on both of us. They're acting like I did what David did, and they're trying to play it out like I did what David did. And David and I were doing this together so they can cover up the fact that Aiden and I are both victims of domestic violence.
Right. Well, you've explained to me about the violence your husband has perpetrated on you.
It states it even in the statement that I had written for the police. My lawyer went and got that. It was never presented in court. He didn't do anything for me. I want him dead.
So your lawyer screwed you off, didn't present the
Both
paper.
lawyers.
Both lawyers didn't present the paperwork that you're the victim of domestic violence, as is your son. And they steal your son saying that you're the one doing the violence.
I'm helping. How's that?
You're helping. You're enabling.
No. That basically I put my that I'm just as much the abuser as them.
You're just as much the abuser.
Because of the papers that David filed illegally with the courts that his mommy fucking wrote. I want to kill that bitch. She's in fucking Woodburn, Oregon. I want her dead. I want her to suffer so bad it's not even.
Well, Woodburn's.
And his sister and the nephew. I want his kids to be my nephew-in-law. I want his kids to be fucked off and screwed in custody. Want to know why?
Why?
So he can fucking understand how it feels to be on the receiving end of bullshit. And I can fuck him off so hard. I know everything there is to know. Filthy living conditions. His mommy's a tweaker. He's a tweaker. They drink excessively and yell and scream and fight, and it's just a gross situation. And I can prove it. Just show up at their house.
Any day of the week.
And don't make yourself announced, just show up. You will most likely walk into where the trash is being stored with the food and hasn't been taken out in 2+ weeks. There's dog shit, cat shit everywhere, and the place is a fucking shambles. The dishes are piled up, and all they do is sit around and do meth and smoke pot all day and drink excessively. But they still have their kids.
Okay.
And everybody wonders why I'm pissed off, including my husband. He says, we're in this together at one point, that we're both and da-da-da-da-da. And I says, excuse me? I says, you're the fucking culprit. Don't you dare even try and incriminate me on a video call or a phone call. I says, David, you fucked us off and you know it. And you went out of your way to do it and your mommy helped you. I says, and if you say anything different, consider yourself written off. And I will have no problem with that character witness. And it won't be fun. That's what I told her.
So
I might just play nice with the prosecutor. Have a nice day.
you're still tempted to play nice with the prosecutor.
I'm not gonna. He's screwed already. I don't need to look at him.
Yeah.
He's never going to see the light. And if he does, it'll be a serious miracle.
So they steal your son, got him up for adoption. You still have parental rights. They won't let you contact him. They go out of their way to keep you from contacting him. They won't let him contact you.
And I can't answer any of his questions, like when he asks me stuff that's important that he needs to know to make him feel better. The lady will put him on mute and tell me if you so much as say a word, you'll never speak to him again. So I'm not allowed to even let him know what's going on, so he can have peace of mind. They're basically making me lie to him.
I still say he's escaped and on his way here. He's looking to try to find his way home. He's heading for he's heading for the King's Motor Inn.
If he goes there, they're just gonna, CC and them are just gonna call the police. They're not gonna, they hate my guts. They're not gonna fucking do shit for him. They'll fuck him off.
But that's
And then they'll try and keep him, and they're more of abusers than anybody I've ever met. So that's bad. He has my phone number. He'll find somebody to call.
yeah, but he's heading this direction.
If he's smart, he'll have the trucker call me, and I'll tell him, meet me in Oregon. Do not bring him into Washington and without my permission.
He's a smart kid.
Oh, too smart, but I'm scared. You're making me sick again.
Oh, I don't mean to make you sick, but he's a smart kid.
Okay, let me contact this Tanya bitch. I got
Okay, contact that Tanya bitch.
her and I don't get along. So this is
And that's it.
What?
And they wonder why I feel like I got ran over.
George is still being cute in the back of the car. Hi, Tanya. This is Rhonda Nichols. Calling in regards to you. I got a call from Guardian by your text message. I don't know that you're still a case manager, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to bring my phone number is 727-565-5645. Oh, and by the way, so basically, it's just not as the same number. They just fucking play me in circles, trying to fuck me off. So I just cut everybody out and went straight to the picture cell. I'm like, I'm gonna try the cell number. Seems to be the most likely. Sure as shit, it's still hers. That was her office extension that she gave. And no one's answering, so. Because she's probably in the middle of court ruining someone else's life right now. That's all they seem to do. They can't, they're in court so much in Hernando County that they can't even manage the caseloads that they have. That's how many kids they've stolen within the last 3 years. Or I should say 2. So they're child stealers.
400 kids out of one county in less than a year.
Somebody should investigate that.
I've tried to get the FBI to do this for the last 2.5 years. The one here and the office. But it's all the same thing, so I don't understand why it shouldn't be from one office to another because they're the same entity, just in different states. The laws and jurisdiction isn't any different as far as federal goes.
No.
So why they're not investigating my son's case is beyond me. Because if they were to pull the computers and all the dates and times and what they've done, it would show where they actually did what I'm saying is true.
You've got all the
Even
text.
my lawyer said what I'm saying is true. Yes, it would be considered kidnapping at this point. And they're trying like hell to cover it up.
I'm still trying to figure out how they can steal your kid while you're on your way home and say Florida has jurisdiction when you're not a resident of Florida.
Found out
You're
that
resident.
all 50 states APB on my ass. Illegal.
telling your kid that you're in jail for kidnapping.
Yep. And probably some other things.
Were you ever charged with kidnapping?
No.
Then how can you go to jail for kidnapping if you weren't charged? They're lying to your kid.
Of course. That's what they did.
Because you're a Washington resident. You were in Florida for a while.
I've tried getting a hold of CYA here. They won't help me. They told me because my son's in another state, their hands are tied. I says even if we can go through the records and prove the jurisdiction, it wasn't there, and that he's the Washington resident through his medical and his. They have me locked out of my son's medical file because if I was to be able to get into it, it would prove what I'm saying is true. And also the fucked off shit they had the doctors do to him.
I don't even want to know what the doctors did to him.
Clinical rape 5+ times so they could prove sexual abuse. So in other words, they're the ones that caused the damage intentionally. And the fucked off fucking sand nigger that did that to my kid, she's dead when I get a hold of her ass. She's from Claremont Pediatrics.
So,
And they had no consent from a forensic psychologist to have this done, which would have been through the department and through the courts. Either way, it was never done.
and then changing his birth date on the forms and records and all that. Trying to convince him that his birth date is a different day and a different month.
He told them to eat shit and die.
No wonder he keeps escaping from them.
Huh?
No wonder he keeps escaping from them.
My lawyer told me the extent of the damage that they've done is so severe that my kid now has chronic PTSD.
Anybody'd have chronic PTSD after all that.
They took him when he was 6. They've had him that long. They did this to a 6-year-old
Yeah.
without care in the world, and they wanted they see their good parents.
And this was all started because of Dave.
Yeah. And Aiden going to school and telling everybody about it.
Well, that's what.
Mind you, he didn't say nothing bad about me. It was only Dave.
But they had to lump you in with Dave.
No, they didn't. They didn't have to. She did it on purpose.
I still find it suspicious that they didn't take put in the records about you being abused.
No, because then it would prove that she had no right to take it. Because I had already thrown him out to top it off, which makes it even more obvious she had no right to take it.
Right.
I have witnesses to that shit in Florida, but they won't come forward. Because they're niggers. Niggers don't help white people. So she's no longer a friend. I actually thought about subpoenaing her fucked off boyfriend. Fucking ruin his little nigger monkey ass day. Because if he lies in court, I'm gonna say take him away. Because there's 2 other witnesses that say otherwise. So you gonna keep lying, nigger boy, or you gonna tell the truth? Boy. No, you monkey face. You ain't gonna get shit, bitch. Come to Washington. You'll get fucked off here. You won't even make it. You won't last 24 hours when I find out you're innocent. Oh, more of this bullshit.
Well, it's getting to be around 11 o'clock. Not that you can tell with the way the sky is.
Right now, Tori's the least of my problems. She can fucking do whatever, blow me off, kiss my ass, whatever she does. I'm not
I gotta pee.
Well, you know where the bathroom is?
Yeah, I know where the bathroom is.
I gotta turn the car off, otherwise I will run out of gas.
I got $10 left on my name.
I have $1.40 to my name.
We'll save that towards your alcohol.
This is crazy.
I figure if I give you the $10,
Only reason Dory offered me $5 for gas was because she wanted me to come sit with her even though I didn't feel good. First it was, oh, I got you a drink. Well, I'll give you $5 for gas. It's like, you should have did that in the first fucking place, you stupid bitch. I know I think Kid explained it why I'm not bothered. She wouldn't basically use my sign, my fucking time, my gas. She got $105 out of the deal and didn't contribute a damn dime to my gas. She wonders why I don't want nothing to do with it. Everybody's selfish. Everything's nine. She can have it. She's gonna fucking walk everywhere and freeze in the process. Enjoy your $100. I hope someone robbed her for it while she was sober. This is coming from a bitch who had $1,000 and fucked it off in less than a week. She fucking went through $1,000 in a week. And it only cost $420 to pay for a week at the motel. So where's the other 600 and some odd dollars? Just asking. What do you want to bet she still has it?
or she went to the casino.
She doesn't. Something doesn't add up.
She's hoarding money?
That's my guess. She's not broke. She's a television. She's that fucking greedy.
$1,000, that's 2 weeks stay in a motel. Kind of nice how they rented a motel room and didn't tell you that they had one till the...
Their excuse was we weren't doing meth. That's what kids said. And then the next excuse was, well, you just wanted to have time for yourself, so I didn't want to. I was why I wanted to tell you, yeah, whatever. Fucking have excuses. I'm over both, to be honest.
Well, I got a little under 3/4 of a tank of gas. I could pull a couple gallons out, and throw in your car, but I'd have to do that at home, because that's where that's where the gas cans are.
I know. I know. You should always have one on you for an emergency.
I do. It's in the back, but I don't have the hose with me.
I get you.
And
I'm just so distraught over all this.
yeah, I know you're upset about your son.
And I'll bet dollars over dimes she never gets back to me. Oh, I never got that message. I'm gonna say that's funny because this is getting to the point now where I'm gonna start. I'm basically gonna give my lawyer free reign to ghost my phone so she can get in there and get all these fucked off messages, and not to mention the fact that you phone record, so I can call your ass a snake and ask me your ass a liar. Because I did call. I called more than 2 people too.
You call weekly. How come you people aren't going to let me talk to my son? Where's my son? How come I can't talk to my son? How come I'm getting the runaround? I've been there while you've been making the phone calls.
I don't call them.
It's getting to the point we might have to break into them cheap lighters in the glove box because, Okay, or in the purse.
Yeah, it was in the I hate that. It's convenient, but I don't like it. Right now, the way
I wonder if
right now,
I wonder if that guy's truck could get any louder.
I can't tell you.
What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know.
Tell you what. Put $4 of gas in your tank, and then the other $6 or
Just, you take the gas out of the truck and you can go get drinks. I'll shoot up there.
okay.
I don't know what to do right now. I'm just like,
Biddy 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 biddy. That's
not much to do. I can't go and get my mail right now. I know that there's an appointment letter sitting up there waiting for me, and it's in regards to my social security.
north or south.
The mail